Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name offers an intriguing look into the expansive story set in between the period of Yakuza 6 and 7. It also functions as a prologue of sorts to the upcoming Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. For those disappointed with Yakuza 6, this game may help to fill the void left in its wake. The narrative revolves around Kiryu, who while undercover for the Daidoji faction, faces the risk of his identity being exposed, endangering not only himself but also the children of Morning Glory. The story, while short, sets expectations high for Infinite Wealth. What I really like about this game is that a significant portion of it revolves around exploring Kiryu's past, something that I really wanted more of in Yakuza 6. This even bleeds into the sub-stories that delve into his relationships, events, and connections from previous games. The handling of past references adds a bit of depth for longtime fans, keeping the narrative interconnected with certain fragments of Kiryu's past. The story features a small ensemble who really bring to life the events of the story. That's Hanawa, Shishido, Tsuruno, Nishitani, and Akame, and they all respectively really are the focus. While all new characters, I really enjoyed every moment of screen time that they had. Akame particularly feels like a fresh addition to the series, as she's built a network of spies through the homeless of Sotenbori. Akame introduces Kiryu to the secrets of Sotenbori and functions more or less as a quest giver, shopkeeper, and a companion throughout the game. Her spunky personality gives a nice foil for Kiryu's typically stoic nature throughout the game. For those who have been waiting for the return of satisfying real-time combat, this is it. Since the Dragon Engine's debut with Yakuza 6, this is probably the best feeling combat of a Kiryu-centric game of this era. While it may not reach the heights of Yakuza 0's combat, it does have some tricks up its sleeve. The agent style offers a few new gadgets that make combat feel fun and over the top. I really loved lassoing people with the spider, throwing an explosive cigarette at just the right time, and blasting through large groups with my Shadow the Hedgehog shoes. The basic swings and kicks feel much more like the Rush style, keeping it light and quick. However, the Yakuza style is much slower and more powerful. It's a lot closer to Kiryu's classic style. Holding down on the buttons allows you to build more powerful swings, letting you launch enemies high and allowing you to juggle them, which I have to say is probably my favorite aspect of this combat. Kiryu feels quite powerful in this game, as he should, but heat takes quite a while to build up, but rest assured there are plenty of fun and great heat actions to check out. As for other systems, one that feels a little bit redundant is the Akame point system. In order to gain new skills, not only must you purchase them with yen, but you also have to have collected enough Akame points. While it was rarely a hindrance for me when purchasing these skills, I found myself questioning the usefulness of this reward system when she could have just as easily rewarded me solely with yen and achieved the same thing. However, increasing your Akame level does open up new opportunities, particularly in the castle, a new location primarily for story beats and minigames. The castle's main feature is the Colosseum and Boutique. The Boutique is an addition I've been waiting for a long time, allowing you to customize Kiryu's appearance. Although the customization falls a bit short in terms of color and variety of options, it is a welcomed addition regardless. The Colosseum, on the other hand, really feels like the Colosseum many of us have always imagined. With big team battles and the ability to choose your character in each fight, this feels like what Clan Creator was always kind of supposed to be. Leveling up your teammates and competing in these large-scale brawls while fighting against the timer can be a fun way to test your skills with the combat system. The castle itself is so wacky, colorful, and vivid, it really echoes the series' evolution into a hyper-reality, making it a fitting addition. Minigames in general are a hallmark of the Yakuza games, of course, and many of them make a satisfying return, bringing back classics like Pocket Circuit and Billiards, as well as new additions to Sega's arcade catalog. This includes ports of Daytona 2, Fighting Vipers 2, Sonic the Fighters, and a few more. Honestly, the amount of side content in this game is enough to justify my purchasing of the game. While the story is not particularly long, it offers a fascinating chapter in Kiryu's story. I'm hoping that this game will ultimately function in the way that Yakuza 0 built and fleshed out Yakuza 1. It's a solid story that really puts you in the headspace of Kiryu, who now lives his life as Joryu. The dilemmas he faces make themselves manifest from the get-go in this game, and it wastes no time in throwing you into it. While the game does slow down a bit in the middle, it seems like this game is really pointing you to spend your time exploring the side content, which luckily there's plenty of given the scale of the story. Sotenbori itself remains as charming and seedy as ever, and with the seemingly new lighting system, the cutscenes seem a lot more dramatic and moody and more cinematic than they've ever been. Kiryu and a few other familiar faces in this game appear to have newly modeled faces. Kiryu's particularly made to look a bit more like his Yakuza 5 appearance, and this is most visible in his nose and brow. According to series producer Yokoyama, the game was only developed in a period of 6 months, and I don't know if that accounts for pre-production or not, but it's insanely impressive what RGG Studio has achieved in that time with this story. Despite some limitations in customization and a redundant point system alongside currency, Like a Dragon Gaiden is a must-play for any longtime Yakuza fan. Its shorter length doesn't detract from a fantastic story with compelling characters, promising ties to the upcoming Infinite Wealth, and a return to real-time combat catering to fans of Kiryu's past games. The game delivers especially poignant moments towards the end, providing insight into Kiryu's past and setting the stage for his future storyline. As Kiryu's story heads into Infinite Wealth, it really left me eagerly anticipating where his story was going to lead next. Like a Dragon Gaiden is more than a worthy installment in the long-running Like a Dragon franchise, ranking itself among the best in the series for me personally. I give Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, an 8.5 out of 10. This game is one that you should definitely check out if you have the chance. It's one that I highly recommend if you have played the entire series, or if you have any interest in playing Infinite Wealth. If it's a game that you can't afford now, I totally understand, and I'm sure you will see the game go on discount in the not-so-distant future. But if you give this game a chance, I think you'll find a lot to like in Like a Dragon Gaiden.
さっきの店でもっと吸っときゃよかったな。シャバの空気を。